drugs. Good dope, set it shelf. You don't like it, don't buy it. Supply and demand. This shit full of high. My clock accurate, bitch, I lie. I weigh the shit with my eyes. Respect my price. I know the streets drugs. Good dope, set it shelf. You don't like it, don't buy it. It's a drought, I remind you. Homeboy or not sales final. Glad I sat on them bags. Damn right, I'm a tank. You went fuck with me then. Now all of a sudden on the spin. I got a trick for that ass. Those luxury tanks on the gas. E350 for hoe. 180 for half. Bitch, I'm in it to win. Nigga, you do the math. They hit strictly by business. Ain't no homeboy shit. Cause I remember them nights. Homeboys ain't give me shit. The bigger the mission, the harder I grind. This hustler's mentality I developed through time. I might love you to death. It won't show no love. The game is a bitch and I'm in love with this shit. My blood lowered the price, so I raised the value. Either come get a fix or watch parade go by you. When you don't have no money, only time I deny you. Since I know the streets dry, it's only right that I try you. Supply and demand, this shit full of high. My clock accurate, bitch, I lie. I weigh the shit with my eyes. Respect my price. I know the streets dry. Good dope, set it shelf. You don't like it, don't buy it. Supply and demand, this shit full of high. My clock accurate, bitch, I lie. I weigh the shit with my eyes. Respect my price. I know the streets dry. Good dope, set it shelf. You don't like it, don't buy it. I ain't coming off my price. If you don't like it, don't buy it. You gotta buy it.
All right, boom, 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 and we back. This is your boy Enigma September, and this is the Enigma Sept Hour podcast, episode 184. At flex just a little bit. What you just heard was "Respect My Price" by Duke. Just hit me up out the blue. I appreciate you, cuzzo. Even though you probably like cuzzo a stretch, but that's my cousin. His wife is my cousin, so therefore he's my cousin. No, yo, for real though, everybody my cousin. What? Oh, claim Terrence my cousin. The Nitra bit. That's her name wrong. She ain't gonna claim it no more. Let me just say KJ. Get out of the way. Pat, my cousin. Everybody, my cousin. Anyway, that's my man Duke. Duke the Great will respect my price, man. That fire. Appreciate that fire, my boy. Keep that up. Somebody who may be my cousin. We may find out tonight. I don't know. But the guest for tonight is none other than a very special guest to me. Back on my political tip. And he's still in the running for a county commissioner seat here in Leon County, Tallahassee. You know, the city with the undefeated college football team. I told I'm tired of y'all. All of y'all, Noel fans, Gator fans, Miami fans, y'all sound dumb. All right, stop with the foolishness. Okay, just stop. Y'all Gator and Miami fans yelling, y'all ain't ranked. Now they ranked. Now y'all ain't played nobody. And they come back, we play LSU. That don't mean nothing. But they let Florida do it. Use the SEC. Like, y'all just sound dumb. And then Miami, this is not a sports podcast. Miami lost to Middle Tennessee State. What in the moonshine happened? Like, what? Middle Tennessee State. But no, fans, don't get too happy. Oh, he repping. Nah, don't get too happy. Because I predict that Florida State gonna lose the next 3 games. So that 4-0 gonna be 4-3 real quick. So we're maybe 4-2 because just to let it be known if you don't know already, Florida, the state of Florida is looking to get hit by Hurricane Ian Mott Smith. I'm gonna get in trouble. He ain't gonna be like, are you gonna throw my name out there? No, Hurricane Ian is supposedly headed towards Florida. So from Tampa to Tally, looks like we're gonna be affected. So please don't buy up all the water. Get 2 cases. Get 2 of everything, man. Noah's Ark. Okay, chill. Rations. If you're gonna buy anything, you better buy a portable charger. Child, getting text messages being censored. Anywho, yeah, you guys just be prepared, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Regardless, what else we got? But anyway, yeah, we got my man Johnson will be in the building, which I guess, speaking of politics, national disaster or natural disasters is part of that. You gotta be prepared and prepare the people. In Tallahassee tends to get the worst of these natural disasters because we got so many trees. Oh, so many trees. So, yeah. So because of the trees, which we love, but because of the trees, you get power lines that are not underground at all. They're not underground, so you get these power lines that get knocked down and the lights go out real quick. And you're sitting there looking crazy in the dark, sweating. But thankfully, it's cooler, and we'll be all right. So, hey, Facebook user, just to let y'all know I can't see. I'm not being a hater. Probably my mom. I don't know. Is it going to show? Thank you. Dicaria. Shouts out to Dicaria and Ashton. Prayers. Yo, I'm going to call you out. Yeah, you're going to be sweating. That air, AC going to be off. Praying for a breeze. It'll be a breeze. By the time the sun come out, the lights will be on. So it usually be cool. You got to be a soldier. Dicaria. I'm gonna say your name wrong the first time around. Get at me because I know something's happening on October 7th, and I want to be on top of that. Hey, yo, what we got? Oh, speaking of the 7th, how about the 27th? Would you be watching the live? That's tomorrow. If you listen to the podcast, you missed it. But September 27th, holier than the 7th. It's your boy's birthday. September Libras are the best, especially if they're coming at you because you're talking about a partner, daughter. I wasn't even going to talk about this, but apparently, we'll talk about it later. But T.I., Lil Wayne, part of the set, they had to regulate. So we'll talk about that later. Apparently, Lil Wayne celebrated his 40th tomorrow. Shouts out to him. Lil Wayne celebrates his 40th tomorrow. T.I. celebrated his 42nd on Sunday. Oh, they're coming for this dude. He's disgusting. You see what his son doing? Anyway, just wait for it. So T.I. celebrating his 42nd. Lil Wayne celebrating his 40th tomorrow. And I'm celebrating my 42nd on tomorrow. You see what I did there? September Libras are the best. Like Kerry said, it's me. I was the unknown user. We sending some things over to your email shortly. We got you. No doubt. Purple hearts. Purple black hearts. My old asses. Yo, keep waking up. That's all I gotta say. Keep waking up. Keep waking up. You'll find out. You'll find out who old. Oh, like you said, woohoo! We got this and DJ Bush. What we got? Stream y'all hating because I got something on hold too. Oh man, DJ Bush said hip hop 40. I know what the problem is. It's me. It is me. It's about to be a problem. Oh, okay. There we go.
Chad, look here. Yo. Y'all hold tight, man. We're going to get it together. It's my fault. But we here now. Yeah, man. What my man Bush said coming from the phone. Congratulations to my girl Phenomenal, which is true. Felicia won the 2020 Taster's Choice. What was it, baby? Reader's Choice in Tallahassee. It was a Tallahassee Democrat. She said she was going to crash the podcast. I think it'd be a good time for her to do that now. You got the paper? Do you have the paper? She said she ain't pretty enough. I mean, she always pretty to me. I don't know what she mean by that. But I'm going to show y'all the evidence. Actually, it was in Sunday's paper. Thank you. Somebody said congrats. I said, hey, shout out to the phenomenal cooking experience. Ain't even a year old yet. See if I can show you guys before I go back to the regular audio. Y'all see that? The phenomenal cooking experience. And that says 2022 winners. She did that. My baby did that. I can't even give her an applause because this is not plugged up to the thing. I'm back.
Ain't no way I'm giving Kanye props like that. Anyway, Kanye finally announced that Sway actually had the answers, bro. He said Sway actually had the answers. Check this out.
Directly to consumers, something he argued about with radio host Sway back in 2013.
Or why don't you empower yourself and don't need them and do it yourself?
How, Sway?
Take a few steps back to go.
You ain't got the answers, man.
So Sway, almost 10 years ago, said, man, why don't you do it on your own? Was he right?
You know what? I will go ahead and say Sway had the answer. I know people are going to be like, no.
Sway had the answers, bro. Sway had the answers. Thank you, Kanye, for admitting that. We appreciate that. Thank you. All shouts out and praises to Sway. We knew that. We knew that back then. And glad to know that Kanye has got a little bit more sense than he's had for the past seemingly 10 years. I did not think or remember that interview was in 2013. That was 9 years ago. This man been losing his mind for a whole decade. As my dad would say, God is Zion. For real, man. Shout some prayers to Kanye. Hopefully, he do get himself together. But it's good to know that Sway was right all along, and we were too. Speaking of getting things right, now granted, I know some people may have some choice words regarding Jay-Z's partnership with the NFL and how that was going to bring empowerment to the community. But I'm here to say that maybe, just maybe, we may get something more great from this partnership. Of course, last year we had Dr. Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent, and Mary J. Blige graced the Super Bowl stage, and this year. That was this year. Excuse me. That was this year. That was 2022. Wow. Anyway, had them grace the stage at the Super Bowl this year in LA. But it was announced today that Rihanna will be performing at the Super Bowl in 2023. Round of applause. My man Oplex, you say. Round of applause for the Bahamian. That's that right? Bahamian. She ain't even from Bahamas. She's from Barbados. The Barbados sisters and Princess gracing the stage at Super Bowl. Is she a princess? She ain't a princess no more. She got a whole child out here. She a queen now. She you get married or you have a child or both, you are a queen. The princess went out the window. Shouts out to what's her name? What's the queen consort? Queen consort. Camilla. The only Camilla I recognize is the one that was on the Bernie Mac show, whatever her name was. Anyway, yeah, that was a weak joke. Anyway, yeah, Rihanna, man, will be in there now. There were rumors that it was going to be Taylor Swift, so I'm pretty sure her fans are losing their minds. They're almost as bad as Nicki Minaj's. But no, the what is the Rihanna Navy? I know it's the Navy. I'm pretty sure they're holding down the forts on the shores of all internet websites, letting it be known that their idol will be holding it down. Now, the question is, are we going to finally get a Jay-Z on stage? Maybe Kanye? He was at the concert. He was at the Super Bowl yesterday looking weird, along with his daughter, but he was the one looking weird. Will he grace the stage with Riri? Will they do Run This Town? And where's the Super Bowl at? Y'all let me know. Because the comments getting kind of slow. Yeah, acting like y'all ain't engaged. What happened? Anyway, Nori claps. Anyway, man, we gonna see. Really, all I care about is she played Only Girl in the World. And just Steve McKenzie start twirling around when she hear that. That's all I care about. Other than that, just like the man. Just like the Rihanna. Yeah. Yo, I'm gonna make a wild announcement, man. I'm gonna make a really wild proclamation, if you will, as if I'm King Charles III. You playing with my head, Charles? I've decided today, September 26th, 2022, I have made up my mind and declared that Drake's Nothing Was the Same is a hip-hop classic. The Super Bowl is in Arizona. Arizona is dry. Arizona is dry as hell. That's the only thing I know about Arizona. Shouts out to Phoenix. They ain't got no grass out there. Take your waters. All the waters you're finna buy for this hurricane that you're not gonna need, save it for January or February 2023. When you gonna see Rihanna. I have declared, it is the declaration on this day, the 26th day of September in the year of our Lord 2022, that Drake's Nothing Was the Same is a classic hip-hop album. Why, E? Why? Because first of all, I think Drake does deserve a classic. The man did way too much. It's hard to think that someone of his stature and how his whole run from in the 2010s couldn't be bookmarked by a classic. Now, some people maybe say, E, you are late. I'm pretty sure there's a whole chorus of people that would say, E, you got it wrong. It's Take Care. Take Care is the classic. I don't recognize that. It's a good album, but I don't think it's a classic. My proclamation is, see, I told you. I don't know what that box is. It's better than Take Care. Yes, it is. It is better than Take Care. YOLO is cool, but started from the bottom. Now we here is better. Anyway, yeah, man. And the reason why was, I mean, I've been, for me, my two favorite Drake albums are Nothing Was the Same and If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. And honestly, I think If You're Reading This, It's Too Late is his best album to me. But of course, that album has a big asterisk because of the whole Quentin Miller fiasco. And yeah, I just don't feel, I understand what the situation is. I know how the game go. I know how songs get written and are produced, but it's just hard for me to give it to that project knowing what we know. But with Take Care, not Take Care, see, I got me mixed up. With Nothing Was the Same, I think even though it predates it, it's kind of one and the same. Just look at Nothing, If You're Reading This, Is Too Late as a extension. But anyway, I'm trying to get that deep into Drake's catalog. But I was honestly listening to the radio. I was headed out. I'll be transparent, had a doctor's appointment. Listened to the radio, and there was a few songs I listened to. One, I totally forgot you was right there. You good. One, it was, I don't know, some random song. And I was just like, yo, this is just giving me Nothing Was the Same vibes 9 years later. And then I maybe ironically, or maybe there was the joint with Future and Drake with the Tim sample, and it really reminded me of the Tuscan Leather joint with them taking, was it Tim's? Taking her joint and like speeding it up. I was like, this sounds like Tuscan Leather. And then, and probably the most obvious was there was a Lil Baby song in which he sampled the song Pound Cake with Drake, Jay-Z, with the beat from Timberland. If you don't know, it's the can't rule everything around me, cream. pretty sure Raekwon and our Ghostface want to bash Timberland in his face for doing that to their song. Anyway, it works because Timberland is quirky. But yeah, man, yeah, I'm not asking y'all to agree, but I feel like as far as the criteria I have, and I do have a very strict criteria in regards to naming something a classic. I don't throw that around. I do have a loose definition of a classic and a strict definition of a classic. So when I say that nothing was the same as a classic, I'm saying it in the strict form of it. If I loosen up my definition of a classic, you may have 3 or 4 more projects that are fit in there. I know one off the top would probably be 2014 Forest Hill Drive, and maybe soon that will be recognized as a classic. But for me right now, still working on it. Same thing for Damn by Kendrick Lamar. So we're gonna see, man. But yeah, I'll put it out there, let y'all know what I think. And I just think that project really has impacted the culture in a significant way, especially the sound. So really, my props really goes to 40, his producer, and him just 40 really working on that sound. And I remember watching some video where 40 kind of describes what he was going for and how he was trying to like make something where he's trying to make Drake's vocals kind of like be under the beat or something. You can check it out. You go on YouTube, look up 40 and Nothing Was the Same, and he'll describe how the sound he was looking for, the sound he was aiming to make. And I do think that stood the test of time. So even with trap being the sound of today, I think a lot of those beats, if it's not that Glorilla Cardi B song, which is just straight 3 6 Mafia. Tomorrow too, they dropped a video I think today. Yeah, it's just go get LeChat and Gangsta Boo. Matter of fact, I'm kind of upset that she would have got Cardi B. Go get Gangsta Boo. Keep it Memphis. Shouts out the Egyptian Gypsy. Man, before we get up out of here though, before I move on, I gotta speak on this, man. As an old head, y'all see these grays in my beard. I don't even want to call this fool name out. DJ Akademiks is a whole fool, man. We already know he a clown. We know he a clown. So when he comes out and he calls Lil Wayne's daughter Reginae, even though she's a grown woman now. That little baby y'all saw on the WXL cover back in 2000. That little baby is a full-blown adult. But to call her out her name, knowing who her daddy is, and then having her quote-unquote Uncle Clifford. No, Clifford. What's her real name? I'm thinking about Method Man. Huh? It is Clifford Harris? Uncle Clifford? Down at the Pank. I ain't gonna call that person out. Somebody I know watches P-Valley. And it's the person you would the last person I would have ever expected. But I'm gonna keep that in pocket because that'll be out of pocket. Anyway, Uncle Clifford, that's funny. But yeah, man, and then he came out talking about how the pioneers of hip-hop, how most of them are dusty, they didn't get paid, and how can they be pioneers in hip-hop if hip-hop is about getting money? Bro, it's obvious he doesn't understand the tenets of hip-hop culture, where it came from. And not only that, definitely can't understand how the music industry, separate from the culture, works and has worked from the very beginning, before hip hop existed. There's been time and time again why there has been pioneers of different American art that was from more or less curated and created by Black artists, from jazz, rock, R&B, soul, blues, country, I said rock, even punk. Learned recently, even punk rock was started by, I want to say, at least 3 Black dudes in Detroit. Funk, disco, all of that. And for better or for worse, we've got jerked on every level. Even when it seemed like we were getting paid, we were still getting jerked by the music industry in some form or fashion. And that's why we hold hip hop so tightly, because we learned from the past and saw what happened. And even though our pioneers had to go through some of those growing pains to figure it out, for the most part, we figured it out. We kind of figure out. So that's why we look at the Jay-Z's and the Will Smiths and the Dr. Dre's and the Puffies and the Master P's and the Baby and Slims. And granted, they may do some janky stuff themselves, but at least it's us. At least it's us in some aspect. It's like, yo, this industry has been doing us so wrong that at least we getting some get back. That's why Jay-Z said, I'm getting payback for what they did to Cold Crush. So it's just disheartening to think that somebody who apparently has so much influence, like Akademiks, with such a punchable face, would come out and say what he said, even though he was probably on that serve like he always is. But as far as Act go, just let him be who he is. He craved the attention. He's one of those people that, because they got picked on, they got Teflon. He's Teflon. He's waiting for you to attack him, to put him down. And then if you butter up, he's gonna take that too. The best thing you can do is allow him to run himself into a corner and stay over there. So let him have his empire of dirt. Shouts out to Trent Reznor. And play in the sand with his friends. Stop giving him the attention, because clearly he ain't got no sense of history and common sense. Just stop giving him his props. Point blank, period. That's all I got to say about that. So we're going to keep it moving, man. Going to waste too much time. We get into this next track, and then we have our guest of the hour, my man Josh Johnson. So this is BMB, the BeastMode Boyz with Run It. And we're going to come back. This is the Enigma Sept Hour podcast. You got time, baby.
Word of my pops, niggas, I'm that high. Word of my pops, niggas, I will turn up on their ass.
Hey, what it is, nigga? This your boy NBK Big O. I got my motherfucking team with me, nigga. Who be blazing this motherfucker? Blast our fists in this motherfucker. Let's run it. Let's get it.
Run it, 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 run it.
Bitch, I'm crooked up. All black, my squad ready, we ain't never losing. Posted up in the parking lot with the mask on like a horror movie. Real life, no GTA, this real play, no fucking Tubi. Talk shit, I'm pulling up, my strap tuck, nigga, let's do it. War ready, we straight. Finna send a nigga up to his maker. Nighttime, we shake. Dressing all black like the Undertaker. Y'all niggas too fake. Niggas talking crazy, I'm a dog breaker. Sleeping niggas like Tank. I'm like Quill with the haymaker. Come correct, my soldiers ride. You disobey, that's suicide. I'm empty, you stepped up. I'm out the cage killer worldwide. No slave zone, niggas better hide. I'm a sneaky killer like a riptide. Ray Lewis, I'm a land shark. I'm Tony Stark with the chest arm. Riding around 850 bound with 100 round, nigga get low. You posted up at the set go. You was sitting up for my shooter hoe. It's in the club, no ruler hoe. I'm dropping niggas, I'm 12 and 0. Rest in peace, couldn't all huggies. I'm getting shit off the muscle hoe.
Run it, run it, run it, run it, run it, run it, run it.
All right, boom, 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 and we back. This is your boy Enigma September, and this is the Enigma Sept Hour podcast. What you just heard was them BeastMode Boyz with Run It, and I'm gonna stay away from the Sit Go. I think I'm gonna just go to Circle K, or maybe even Gate, because he said if you sit in that Sit Go, you a sitting duck. Yeah, just a warning to just a warning to those out there. Gate. Just go to the gate station. Anyway, without further ado, man, we got our guest of the hour, my man Josh Johnson in the building.
What's going on?
Long time coming. Actually, with my first run of those with political ambitions here in Tallahassee, I wanted to get at you, but Joe and Pat decided to jump me.
You were sitting by the Sit Go. They caught you.
They caught me slipping. You're right. They caught me lacking. My own bros were the ops. I was like, wait, I wanted that interview. But we have I found a way to redeem myself. You were able to get into the runoff for the Leon County Commission at-large seat, Group 2. And so the election is coming up this November. And before we get into it, those out there, if you haven't registered to vote for the general election coming up this November, make sure to do that as soon as possible. You can go to votes. I think votesforleon.org. And leonvotes.org. I'm sorry. Mr. Early gonna get me. Get my website wrong, son. Leonvotes.org, man, and get yourself situated so we can get the vote out. But yeah, so we got to run off. So how do you feel about that, man? You got one leg, one first leg of the race.
I feel good, but before I do that, I was in the back room and I'm just getting off the road. I just came in from a funeral. One of my cousins passed away. And it's all good. She was a dear cousin, but it's good. But when I was sitting in that back room, I know I didn't hear what I think I hear. Well, I know I didn't hear what I think I heard. Did you just say the Forest Hills Drive's in the classic yet?
Yo, look, man, chill.
Come on. Enigma.
Okay, so loosely, I like what you did here. I'm liking this. You flipping it on me. I like it. Anyway,
I'm not flipping it. I just couldn't believe it.
Loosely, it is a classic. In my loose sense, hey yo. But for me, let me explain. For me, for an album to be a classic, it's two main criteria. A, it got to be like super dope. All right, so you can have an album that may be impactful, but if it's trash, yeah. So case in point, what is it? I think Hammer Don't Hurt Him. You can't hate on Hammer, can't hurt him. I think Almost Went Diamond. You Can't Touch This is one of the biggest songs, especially if you're over 35. You remember when that song was like everywhere. But I listened to like the rest of the album, bruh, it's almost as worse as the drawing on Hammerman. Like it did not age well at all. So I would be hard pressed to say that's a classic, despite the impact that I remember it had when I was in third grade. Shouts out Atlanta Wesson. But on the flip side, so it got to be super dope, and it has to. Cause I look at the word classic. Now look at the word class, the root word, and it's like you have to develop a class or at least a subclass of the culture. So basically, it's a paradigm shift. That's what I look for, like a project that created a paradigm shift in the culture. And for me, in the strictest sense, the last album to do that was Kanye's 808 and Heartbreak. And granted, I'm one of the ones that first 5 year from the first album run that Kanye made, like all of those albums, I wouldn't be mad if anybody called them each one of them a classic. Yeah. But I think 808 and Heartbreak really changed the culture because of course our very own T-Pain introduced auto-tune, and that changed the culture. But I don't think Pain, and I hope I don't lose an interview opportunity because I say this. Hopefully his wife Amber isn't watching, or any other nappy heads watching. But no, I think Pain really, even though he can make great songs, definitely great singles, he never really made like that definitive album. Dope albums, but not just a collection where it's like undeniable. Mm-hmm. I think Kanye did that with 808 and Heartbreak. And so I look at that album as a true classic. But since then, it's hard pressed for me to find any other albums that did that, probably outside of Kendrick's Good Kid, Mad City. And I'm even on the fence on that, even though I love Kendrick, he in my top 5. But yeah, I just had to come to the conclusion today that Nothing Was the Same by Drake is that project that shifted the way people looked at hip hop and looked at music. So,
hey man, at least I found out that you just got a strict scale for judging classics.
Word.
I could talk about this all day. I don't want to get off track, but
no, we did it. It's a hip hop. Okay. This is what I want. I want your hip hop side so people will know when they vote for you. Like my man know what's up with the culture.
I'm gonna give you something. By your criteria, you know what you got to remove. And so actually, I'm the biggest Kanye head that you can find, and the person that I'm about to mention is not even in my top 15, top 20. But it is a classic album. But by that criteria you just gave, we would have to remove Get Rich or Die Trying.
I don't consider Get Rich or Die Trying a classic. I'm not one of those people. Nope. I think it was hype. It was hype. And I think, especially when you look at the run that 50 ended up having anyway, it was hype. Now, or I say this, I will give 50 his props. I don't think he had a classic album. I think Get Rich or Die Trying was propelled by what his true classic was in 50 Cent Is the Future, the mixtape. Because that mixtape, again, paradigm shift. When he started taking, and I know because I was one of the rappers that did it. When he started taking other people's songs and flipping it, and his whole idea was, I'm gonna take your stuff and make it tighter. And people started seeing like, oh snap, I don't got to like shop for beats and shop for studio time. I can just record on somebody else's joint, and if it's popping, like I can blow up like that. And then not only that mixtape was so large. Ended up popping up on Billboard 100. I mean, top 200, because it was just that popular. Like 50 had just garnered that much street cred and street buzz that mixtape before the album dropped had popped up on Billboard Hot top 200. So for me, as far as Get Rich or Die Trying, and granted, it's dope. Dre did his thing. Another top 5 of mine, Eminem, is on it, and he did his thing. But yeah, I look at it now as it was that the album was just dumb hype. So I don't look at it as a classic. It's up there, but I think it was more hype than something that really changed the game.
So first of all, I think you're giving him credit for the beat jack on the mixtape is Wayne's invention.
I think Wayne definitely ran with it with the dedication joints. And definitely did it the best. Like when Wayne is on, like he top 5, like
no doubt.
Maybe even best ever when he's like peak. When he's peak Wayne. Oddly enough, speaking of Wayne, and yeah, we all gonna get back on track. Now I feel like you interviewing me. But speaking of Wayne, I actually have the term anti-classic. And again, go back to you got to be dope, like undeniably dope. And it's an album that people claim is a classic, but I actually claim is an anti-classic, and that's Carter 3. I think Carter 3 is an anti-classic. And the reason I say that is, I'm gonna show my bias. Well, go back to the auto-tune thing. And T-Pain showed everybody how to do it, how to make hits. I think Kanye showed how to really use it artistically on the long form. But if people remember, there was a lot of people that was using it like horribly. Jim Jones. And they were just throwing it on their vocals without really understanding how to use it to texturize your voice. They were just saying whatever and you sounded silly.
Yeah.
One of those that did that was Lil Wayne. Like, it's bad enough he already sounded like a gremlin gargling. He already has like raspy voice with his New Orleans drawl. But especially when he's just not like rapping, he sounds horrible. Add auto-tune to it, and it's ear scratching. And people that know me know the song I hate, not the most, but it's definitely my top worst songs, is Mrs. Officer. I think Mrs. Officer, no, Mrs. Officer is definitely one of the, I can't say the worst. It's one of the worst. And I think what makes it even horrible, first it's just cheesy. Like everybody already knew the Miss Officer. How many porns we don't see? Oh, my bad. Don't answer that. You have seen scenes with that scenario. Bro, you want to bring nothing new to the game by wee. Oh, you want to do that. Then you put Matt Main. I hate when you put Matt Main on songs because Matt Main can't rap. So that's another level. And then, he sounds drunk off lean. He using the auto-tune. And I honestly believe because of Miss Officer and because of Carter 3 and all the auto-tune he was using, that spawned the career of two artists who I despise. Show my bias. Y'all can hate me later, which is Young Thug and Future. So it's just like, and I think it spawned like, it's like antimatter. It's anti-classic. It spawned a paradigm shift. It did everything a classic would do, but like in a horrible way. And so it's just like, bro, it's like dark matter. It's dark matter.
The void.
Thank you. It's a black hole in the culture. And like I said, I love Lil Wayne. That's my birthday twin. He turned 40 tomorrow. I turn 42 tomorrow. But when it comes down, just a Trick Daddy too. I forgot about that. But yeah, when we come down to it, him and auto-tune and Carter 3 is just almost the worst. I can't say the worst, but almost. I love Carter 2 though. I love Carter 2. That's my joint.
All right, I'll let you have it.
Yeah, man. Like I said, we can do this all day.
Yes,
none of my wife like, you better get into the politics so they don't not believe that you. So just short bio. I know you are a teacher at Gabi High School, and also too a small business entrepreneur. So is there anything else? Well, I'm gonna leave the space for you to go ahead and introduce yourself to those who may not know you as of yet. And if you want to even add something new that somebody may not know about.
Yeah, so the thing about me is, and I just noticed it this year, while a lot of people know who I am, nobody knows what I do. I guess because I do so many things, and so I'm glad when people let me coalesce all the things that I do. So I'm a teacher. I'm also an adjunct professor of political science. I'm also a small business owner. Me and two business partners have a successful marketing firm here, and I contract with things like COCA and neighborhood affairs, and we bring art projects into town. Like right now, we're working on a series of art projects in the Bond community. It'll be art gardens, city banners, murals. But I'm also, and I guess this is the thing that people know me for the most, is I'm the president of the 621 Gallery, the large art gallery in Railroad Square, and I've been the president of 621 for years. And so most people just think I'm the art gallery guy, but I'm actually an educator and a small business owner. And so with all of those things, it's been a privilege to have the work that I do all be community based. I can see the footsteps in the sands. I can see the footprints in the sand in the work that I do in every regard. The bid for county commission has just been a natural progression of those things. You know, I'm from here. All of my life, I've been in Leon County. I'm from a 7th-generation Leon County family, educated in Leon County public schools. All of the work that I've done that we just aforementioned has been work that I believe truly has helped Leon County. And so this bid for county commission on very particular ideas and very particular stances has really just been a natural progression of the work that I'm already putting down.
Okay, let me we'll get a little spicy. Man, say he from here.
Yeah,
he from here. He ain't migrate here. He ain't get a scholarship to come here. He's from here. His people from here.
Yeah,
his grandma and them from here.
From all of them.
All of them. He want to represent you. So just remember that.
Now, and look, I'm gonna say this too. I am not a nativist, right? I have no problem with people coming here and representing once they come here, but I am also not glib enough to not believe that when you're from a place, all of your earliest scars and trophies are born and bred in a place. You really do take a lot of stuff personal. And, you know, everybody else, not everybody else, but when you drive around Tallahassee, you always accumulate new memories, just like you do in any other city. But for all the new memories that I've accumulated, I've also got, 34-year-old memories in some of the places that I pass by every day. And so it's really just an undertaking on a personal note too. This is home, and you always defend home.
You can't drive down Woodward no more. I used to drive down Woodward and pick up my daddy from Florida State. Well, my mom used to pick up my dad. I've been in the back seat. I can't do it no more. I'm joking. Shouts out to what's the man name? Let me not get myself in trouble. Anyway, shout out to the little statues they got in the roundabout on Woodward. Let me ask in. So you from here, bro? What high school you went to?
Say it again. Oh, what high school?
Yeah, what high school?
Godby. All 4 years.
Wrong answer.
Don't tell me you blue and gold. I'll log off right now. If you tell me you blue and gold. I'm gonna just let you know.
Well, that concludes the interview today. Yo, of course. Yo,
get lost.
Peep this. I was actually zoned for a Gabi, I think, my second semester of 9th grade.
Mm-hmm.
However, what saved me, thank you, Jesus, good Lord of Zion. What saved me was I was in the IB program. So they bussed me and my homie, RIP my man John Wimberly. They bussed us over to Rickards. So I probably would have, if I wasn't in the IB program, I probably would have went to Gabi. And I went to Bellevue for middle school. So a lot of people that I went to middle school with end up going to Gabi. So no, it's all love. I'm just
No, it's not. Yeah,
it's love, bro.
Beef.
I'll say this though. What was funny? I know that, Kerry. I'll tell you why I'm funny later. Anyway, it's funny because the last game, shouts out to Quint. I see you, my boy. The last game got Gabi versus Rickards. So my stepmom, she went to Gabi. So we was like in the text thread, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, why are they doing my team like that?" And then I think she knew I went to Rickards. She knew my dad went to Rickards. I don't think she knew my wife went to Rickards. So I think she like tried to throw like some bail towards my wife to see if she was gonna save him. My wife was like, "No, I'm happy about this."
Oh, you mean the game this season?
Yeah, this season. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got stumped.
Yeah, we did.
We did. Stumped.
But we're not used to it. That's the difference. Uh-oh.
I don't got a button for that. You right. You right. But now we all know the real villain is Lincoln anyway. So screw them.
Now you talking.
Oh man, but no, but no, I got love for Gabi, man. Like I said, I went to Bellevue, so half people grew up with went to Gabi or whatever. So nah, I ain't even tripping. And plus, anyway, football don't count. We all know it's about basketball. So who cares about the pig iron? I mean the gridiron.
Forest Hill drives the basketball. You slipping, Enigma.
I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I say, you know what? I got a third strike because you said you teach political science. Now I have a degree in newspaper journalism. Okay. Don't judge me. No. It was 1999. Don't judge me. No, I take it back. It was 2000 because my original major was business administration. Switched up to journalism. It was 2000. I didn't know that paper wouldn't matter in 2022. But I was gonna switch a second time to political science. I took a number of courses up at FAMU. And the only reason I didn't switch is because I told myself if I was to change majors, I wasn't gonna do it a second time. That's the only reason I didn't switch over. So no, man, big props on that. And that's clearly, anyone who knows me, I mean, that's probably outside of music is politics. And how I think things should work. Let me see. Anyway, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a pause for the calls, and then we'll come back. We'll keep it hip hop, and we'll ask you that long, corny question that we all ask. But
don't even tell me. I like being caught off guard. Don't even tell me.
Don't even tell you. All right. So we're gonna go into these two tracks, man. And then I'm gonna ask them the most obvious question in the world. So y'all stay tuned. What I got right now is Real Body, my man Mezzo, Fonzerelli, said his name wrong. Sorry, bro. Beat me up later. And my man Ro-Thoro featuring LoveSoul Miat with Across the Globe. We'll be right back with my man Josh Johnson. This is the Enigma Sept Hour podcast. You got time, baby.
Baby, ain't nothing wrong with your real body. With your real body. I knew that bullshit on the internet to make you doubt it. I know it make you doubt it. Okay. Now can I keep it real for a second? I mean real, like home cooked meals and C-sections. Don't even stress that scar on you mean you got a blessing. Them stretch marks only mean that pussy super wet and perfection. Love that little booty, you don't need injections. Rub on your belly while we love it. Fuck that lipo sucks. You got me crushing every day, want you in every way. Respect your mind and your soul, I'ma embrace your weight. I take my time with you, I promise this is not a race. Spend all my time with you, cause I ain't got no time to waste. No need for makeup, babe, just wanna see your pretty face. Our Father bless you, he's successful, don't see no mistakes. Like at the house, see, I'ma love you with them extra if you take it back, ball. A butterfly in my eye, say I watch you fly before you crawl. Babe, don't get caught up in that fake shit. A body like yours, I've been waiting. Baby, ain't nothing wrong with your real body. With your real body. I know that bullshit on the internet that make you doubt it. I know it make you doubt it. Baby, ain't nothing wrong with your real body. With your real body. See, I'm just here to tell you, don't think too much about it. See, you should love your body, cause I do.
Yeah, I may have been a couple places, but I got so many more to go. It's so many spots I wanna see while I'm traveling down this road. Here and there, far and there, everywhere. I'm trying to travel all across the globe. Here and there, far and there, everywhere. I'm trying to travel all across the globe.
Yeah, I'm trying to see some more places, touch some foreign lands, encounter some foreign faces. Real bucket list type trips, I'm gonna make them. Various destinations, flights to different nations. Corners of the earth I thought I never would be. Examine architecture I thought I never would see. Soaking in culture from people unlike me. Regret this exploration as highly unlikely. Creating memories that'll last for a life, G. Switching time zones till it starts to fuck up my sleep. Just sitting around, now that is the life for me. Feeling a bit antsy See, I gotta get in these streets. Better yet in these skies at 30,000+ feet. Destinations ranging from popular to discreet. Mundane status won't win, I will defeat. Might end up on a safari, encounter a wildebeest.
Boom, 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 and we back. This is your boy Enigma September, and this is the Enigma Sept Hour podcast. What you just heard was my man Mezzo with Real Body, featuring Jaye the Great, and my man Ro-Thoro with Across the Globe, featuring the lovely mother of a lovely, lovely daughter. Shouts out to everyone representing National Daughters Day yesterday. LoveSoul Miyat. And of course, we got my man Josh Johnson in the building. Bro, I ain't gonna hold you. Every time I try to like spell your name, I want to say Josh Johnson for whatever.
Yeah. Or John Johnson.
I'm not weird for that. Thank you.
No.
Thank you. Okay. I'm like, what in the world? I'm trying to no. It's an H without an S. It comes after it. So yeah, man. I should just put Joshua. I will break it up, and then we wouldn't have those issues. Oh, speaking of, you know what? Child. Hold up, my boy. I am tripping. Speaking of your name, let me give people your contact information down the bottom so they know how to get at you. Give me 2 seconds.
Absolutely.
Those out in YouTube and Facebook Live land. Apologize for that. Yeah, so we're gonna get into it, man. Of course, it's a hip hop show, so we gotta ask, who's in your top 5, bro? Who's in your top 5 MCs all time, or at least right now?
Absolutely. My favorite is Andre. My number 1 is always Andre. 3000.
Nori claps.
Absolutely. Then number 2, I have to give a nugget for impact, and so it's Biggie. Is my number 2. And then number 3 is always my litmus for number 3 is you got your personal favorite, then you got the impact favorite, right? And that's always either Tupac or Biggie, and then the personal one is your own. The actual GOAT, and I hope I don't get too much flack for this, but you even kind of hinted at it earlier, is Lil Wayne. Lyrically, nobody threads together a metaphor, drops a hit. He's a hit machine. He's a metaphor machine. He's also impacted the second half of the culture, the third half of the culture. So then it's Wayne. Then my 4th, I might go back to a personal favorite, and it's Ross, only because Ross was my high school guy. You know, in high school, you can never divorce yourself from the nostalgia of your favorite high school artist, right? So while I know he shouldn't be that high, he's just my guy. And then my 5th one, I'm going to have to go to another king. And this is always hard. Everybody's going to look at my list like it's contemporary. I don't have any class, but it's Kanye. I'm going to do all my favorites. Kanye. Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad. You got 2 of my top 5 in there.
Who is it? So
it goes. It was. I can't talk right now. It goes with me. I'm with it. Sound like George Bush right now. If you don't get it the first time, you're gonna get it the second time.
I was just listening
in Tennessee, what they say in Texas. Anyway, I know I messed up. I intentionally messed up that quote. Don't judge me. No, my top 5, Biggie. That's the reason I even started rapping, because of him. Number 2 is Eminem. And kind of go back to the whole nostalgia. Like when I really got into writing, like I was listening to a lot of what he was doing, especially with the Marshall Mathers LP. Like Stan is like one of the best songs ever to me. And I'm a story writer. I'm a storyteller. I love storytelling. I got a degree in newspaper journalism. So that song is just crazy. So Biggie, Eminem, Andre 3000. I can't separate Andre and Big Boy, so essentially is 3A, 3B.
Okay.
And then number 5, and this is recent, like the past couple of years, is Kendrick. Kendrick Lamar. Just that this is 4 album run. 5 if you want to count section 80. I can't deny my boy. He come with the type of stuff I want, the storytelling, the consciousness, the hit making, like you said, impact on the culture, just as far as like, and then the rapping ability, not really sounding like anybody else, or the originality. Like he just encompassed all of that, despite the fact that I'm his senior. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm older than he is. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I can't deny it. And then my former number 5, who was my 6th, was Lauryn Hill. So, but it was like
as an MC.
As an MC.
Okay.
As a singer, she cool, but as an MC, definitely. Okay. Was like 1.5 albums, count the score and the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill versus the 4 solid albums that Kendrick dropped. I got to give it to him. So, but she's still up there because even with her limited, I guess, sample size, the same thing with Andre.
Yeah.
That sample is just dumb amazing. So, exactly. Yeah, but no, I wouldn't even deny, like you said, with Wayne. For me, the only reason I don't have Wayne ranked higher is because as high as his highs are, of course, I already described what I think is his low. And it's just like his lows are just way too low for me. But again, if you just judge him on his highs, like
mind blowing.
Exactly. So I ain't even mad at that. And Kanye, I look at Kanye just more so because he's such a producer and he makes dope albums. I judge him on the albums, but as an MC, I think even the songs I think he didn't get ghost written, it's still. Oh no, Kanye just got that. And I don't mean bar as musical bar or even lyrical bar. It seems like it's a bar that he just can't cross over. So as soon as he seems like he about to do something, he'll come with something like so just off-putting and corny. Kind of like Eminem now.
No, cut it out.
I was just like, yay, come on, bro. Come on, dog. You had it. You was up there. You got like even with speaking of Kanye and Lil Wayne, Barry Bonds. Like if it wasn't for both of their swagger, but especially Kanye, if it wasn't for his swagger, a lot of them bars, nobody else, he wouldn't be able to get off them bars.
You right.
Because he was just like, come on, dog. But I'm gonna let you have it because it's beat hard and you here with Wayne and you talking your stuff. I'm gonna let you have that. So
you know what? This is actually a really cool conversation because it's a hip-hop podcast, and but we both have political minds. And my list, that's really a hard question for me to answer because my list in a lot of ways is like my politics, right? The foundation of my politics were the stuff that I experienced in my formative years, right? Occupy Wall Street, finding out that 99% of people have less wealth than 1% of people. September 11th or Trayvon Martin, right? So that stuff and a whole host of other things, inform who I am politically, but it's always so much growing to either be angry, excited, or passionate about that even my formative list kind of comes warped up in what I've become or what I will be. And so when I gave that list about hip hop, a lot of those people were just like my personal formative people, but I also would be hard pressed to divorce myself from Black Thought and Most Def, right? But it's just, it's almost like I have a list for subcategories. Does that make sense? Like I have a conscious list, I have a commercial list, I have a personal list, I have a dope list, I have a swagger list. It's those types of things.
Yeah, no, that's I think important, especially with hip hop, is because nothing is all encompassing. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop isn't a monolith, just like we'll say, just with Black people, with Black culture in general. So yeah, you have different elements of it, and also too, there's clearly, I don't think anyone would notice, but there's a conflict with having Eminem in my top 5 because I am very into our culture. You know what I'm saying? Very into I want to say black politics, but just us as a people, and hoping that, you know, we do well or better. And so, and also too, for me, with hip hop, one of the important things is the tradition of oral history, because I know that's part of what we get from the African diaspora, is being able to tell our story. So, and is telling it over dope beats. You know what I'm saying? Just, I know that's part of the diaspora that we brought over from Africa to the West Indies to America, and hip hop is an extension of that. And so I feel like that's very important in every aspect of the music, especially when we have artists that seem to not understand that or take advantage of it, you know, and or don't extend that that cultural aspect. So to say all of that and then come back around and be like, my favorite rapper alive is a white boy who, for better or for worse, wouldn't be able to understand. I mean, he can understand it, but hasn't lived it. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, that it comes off as maybe an oxymoron. It's definitely a conflict. But I just look at it in the sense of he's just that dope that it overrides it. And also too, it comes back and like you said, is where I was when I started to formulate myself as an MC. Mm-hmm. Like he was one of the ones that looked at him and Andre and Big Boy. Mm-hmm. I put Biggie because Biggie got me started, but a lot of what I do isn't because of, or I didn't model a lot of my game or my raps or flows from Biggie. He's just the one that sparked it. Mm-hmm. But I do think he's super dope as well. But as far as when I got on the writing and recording, like it was Outkast and Eminem that was really what impacted me. So like you said, it's just my list reflects that. Yeah. So no, I definitely understand. And it's a dope discussion. Man, like a piano for that. Have to meet up in a barbershop and talk about that one. Man, expanded my hip hop universe. I've never heard of it. If I was a meme, I had like numbers coming up in front of my head. Like, it's a beautiful mind. Yeah. So to get to the nitty gritty, man. Again, you're running for the at-large seat on the county commission. Your opponent is one Nick Maddox. Shouts out to Nick. I ain't got no beef with Nick Maddox. Actually, my daughter is part of his wife's dance troupe. So yeah, I can't be too spicy anyway. Huh?
Absolutely.
Put myself in a bad predicament. But no, if and when you win the election, what can the people expect from a Josh Johnson involvement with the county commission?
Absolutely. Every politician says this. I'm sure to a certain degree, every one of them believe it. What I'm about to say, I can prove. And I've spent a year on this campaign trail proving that we are at a critical moment in the history and trajectory of Leon County. Listen, man, the way that we're spending our money doesn't seem to reflect the hour in that sentence. We are starting to accumulate a developers class, which isn't altogether a bad thing, but you can't prioritize anything over everything. And it seems like that's what we're getting into. And so most cosmetically, that's been manifest in these big, what some people call giveaways and what some people call misinvestments. When you look at the $27 million to the stadium, or when you look at the $80 million out to the Northeast Gateway project, people are starting to say, hold on, wait a minute. If you guys have the fiscal non-wherewithal to do that type of stuff when we're crawling out of a pandemic, right? If you have if they have the leveraging power to get those things crawling out of a pandemic, when the small businesses that we talk about every day, the workforce that we talk about every day, the schools that we talk about every day, the crime and the affordable housing, when these things are struggling the most, if you can still find justifications for those things, I don't even want to imagine what it's going to look like in 3 years, 2 years, 4 years, 5 years. And what we've seen over the last 12 years is a complacent Mr. Maddox, I believe. And again, he's not, my arch rival. We're just two people with two different outlooks on this thing. And I think when you look at individual donors and endorsements, I think the people are starting to see, man, this school teacher is not just talking it, but he's been walking it. And what he's talking really makes sense. We have got to start putting money or resources that we have at the county's disposal in the particular things. You got two men on here. I'm 34. You said you'll be 42. What, next month?
Tomorrow.
Oh, my bad. Tomorrow. Happy birthday, man. I
appreciate it, man.
42. You've been here 42 years. I've been here 34 years.
Mm-hmm.
The South Side looks the exact same. I'm not even being hyperbolic.
No, for real.
I'm not, at all. As a matter of fact, in some cases, it looks worse.
Right.
And then when they say that, well, we've invested all this money into the South Side, you say, show me the receipts. And then they pull out the receipts. And I say, oh my God, you got receipts. And then you look through the receipts and you see that it's technical stuff. Like if you invest in Innovation Park, technically you've invested in the South Side, but we all know that that's not helping the South or undergirding the South Side that really needs it. You invested in the Junior Museum. That show you how long I've been here. It's the Tallahassee Museum now. Right. Yeah, that's technically South Side, but come on, man. You invest some in the airport or in Southwood. Those aren't investments that are helping the real problems that are spinning the South Side into what it is. And you can't convince me or anybody else that those investments, while they have been robust and while they have technically been to the South Side, have truly helped the problem that the South Side is dealing with. You go on Ridge Road and talk to me about Innovation Park. Come on, man.
Let's go. Ridge Road, Orange Avenue, Paul Russell.
Come on.
Right.
Come on. Exactly right.
Meridian. Let's talk about,
yeah.
We go all day.
We go all day.
Houghton, Houghton Street. All of that.
Yeah.
All of it.
How about this?
The whole Bond area.
How about this? In the shadows of the largest and dopest, first of all, the dopest institution ever made by the hands of men and women. Come on, right? In the shadows of that institution, there has been no investments. You would think that even if it was for the sake of tourism, even if it was for the sake of student livability, even if it was for the sake of keeping the professors housed closer to the campus, that the investments around FAMU would have been so robust that you want people to stop throwing money at it, but it still looks the same.
Right. But then you just trickle down the hill, around the corner.
Yeah.
Child. Those who know. I ain't got. Matter of fact, right there. It's right there. The picture behind me. It's evidence. Oh, where that money go?
Oh, there you go.
Matter of fact, let me go get it. Hold up. Look here. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Evidence right there. This ain't on South Meridian. This ain't on Orange Avenue. This ain't Magnolia.
That's Gang Street, isn't it?
That's Gang Street.
Now, I love Gang Street, right? I love the new Gang Street. Gang Street's kind of dope. Guess what? I can remember the Gang Street of my high school years, man. It was some auto garages, some dope venue spaces, right? 621 being one of them, right there. Matter of fact, shout out to Ro-Thoro. I met Ro-Thoro at a hip hop showcase we were having at 621. We just got such great local talent here. But anyways, and now it's all changed. And it seems like it's changed for a particular set, right? I'm not trying to make this a race issue or even a class issue. I'm just trying to make it what it is. And then you can, or they can explain to me what it is, because I see where the money's going. So I don't have to make the inferences. I don't have to make the accusations. I see where it's going.
Right. So yeah, man. So that's why just putting it out there is why it's important. Even if you think it's important for y'all to be, those who's listening, especially if you're in Tallahassee, Leon County, or even the surrounding areas. That's why it's important. Matter of fact, anybody, period. Local politics. I know it's easy to get caught up in the national, sometimes even in the state, because that tries to trickle into the national, especially when you got a silly governor that act like you want to be president one day. But local is what affects you the most, and what you can put your hands on. It's what you can go. You can go to Josh and be like, "Hey, bro, we need this and we need that." And honestly, from the looks of it, he can do something without necessarily having to be in the office. Now, granted, hopefully he do get in the office and do what he can do, but I won't be surprised if even if he doesn't, he'll still be able to affect whatever change that needs to be made. So, man, to heed a word to those that are listening. Again, go ahead, register to vote, be prepared to vote, and also understand that voting is the least you can do. It's the least. That's a simple thing. After that is the real work, which is going to these commissioners, who have a city commissioner, county commissioner, mayor, or whoever, and man, try to affect some change, even just by speaking up, because it's clear as day. You can see it in front of you, and demand some change, and that's what's going to wake them up. If not, then like just described, man, they're going to continue to do these deals with these developers. Yeah. Ain't gonna call no names out. I want you so bad, but I'm not. But yeah, man, and it's right in your face. It's really right in your face if you look around. And I'm glad, Josh, A, that you came on, but B, just saying that. You're saying how we haven't really seen that change, especially on the south side of Tallahassee. And it's desperately needed, even though it has become a talking point. You hear those say time and time again, we're going to do this and do that. And then we get a little bit, but not as much as on the other side. And we need that equity.
Can I say one thing?
Sure, go ahead.
I was going to say, the seat that I'm running for is the at-large county commissioner. So this is a huge seat. It represents the entire county, right? And this is a huge county. When you think about the Jefferson County line, or all the way to the Wakulla County line, or all the way to the Georgia line, it's a huge county. And all the way out west, we see underdevelopment in a lot of areas, right? And if we are going to become a developer-heavy city, which I hope that we don't, but I do believe in growth, don't get me wrong, or a developer-heavy county, which I hope not, but I do believe in growth. Check out Highway 20, right? Or check out Lake Jackson, or check out the Miccosukee community. There are places that aren't just encumbered by racial politics, right? Some of it's class politics. Some of it's, I always bring up the fact that south side of town, and I'm just using this as a microcosm, has a sewage treatment plant, a sewage treatment facility, an airport, 2 or 3 train tracks, right, on one side of town, within 6 or 7 blocks of each other. What other side of town would you put if you pass by Gamble Street and let your window down? What does it smell like? Excrement. A plane is waking somebody up every 30 minutes, and the 30 minutes that the plane misses, the train takes up, right? You wouldn't do that anywhere else, but we see that sometimes it's a lack of participation, sometimes it's a lack of prioritization, or sometimes it's just a lack of complacency that a lot of things that could be dealt with aren't dealt with. And now look at us. We're in an affordable housing crisis in Leon County, well, nationwide, but Leon County, especially, with $312,000 is the median income for a house. Who can afford that? Who can afford that on an average level? And so it's just, man, environmental concerns because of some of the haphazard development. And our environment's the character of our city, right? We're a tree city. We're a canopy road city. People travel from all over the world to see these things, and we're losing them, but we won't keep losing them. I can promise you that.
Okay. Now, I lost my favorite canopy road a long time ago.
What's that?
what was it? Paul Russell. It was Paul Russell right after Monroe going down to Adams. It's where it used to be when Dixie was there, and I think now is what is it? The one of them gyms.
The gym.
Yeah. Right where University Courtyard. Like that used to be nothing but trees. And as a kid, I used to love going down that Canopy Road. And then they moved Winn-Dixie from down the street up to the top of the hill on Paul Russell. It killed my trees, man.
Yeah.
I was upset. But on the flip side, like you said, I am about growth. My belief is that it has to be smart growth. And also, stop bringing all these restaurants here. First of all, sir, ma'am, whoever y'all are, come in for 3 years, 4 years, and fall apart because nobody want to eat that nasty stuff no more. If you ain't eat for my wife, it don't make no sense. Anyway, like yo, you gonna get me in trouble.
You gonna get me in trouble,
right? Enigma is controversial. But honestly, like if we can get real, I mean, I don't have an issue with getting companies and industries here to Tallahassee and Leon County, but let's make it something that's going to draw money into the county as far as, and they're not drawing it out. You know, you bring a franchise restaurant into the city, that's drawing money from the city because they're not going to pay out as much as they take in as far as wages go. But if you can bring some type of industry, and this is where I'm not running for something because this is where it stops. Like I wish I knew what industries it could be or the type of industries. I don't know, biotech, technology, whatever. But some industry where it will pay out into the city as far as wages go and opportunities more so than taking in. So that's why I cringe every time somebody I wish we had a Cheesecake Factory restaurant. It don't matter. First of all, it ain't gonna last that long. And second, all we're gonna do is take money away from the city. Let's try to draw industries in that's gonna pump money into the city. And I believe if you bring those opportunities, especially job opportunities, for everyone, rather if you barely graduated from high school or you got a doctor's degree, and when that money starts to circulate, then things such as the violence and crime in Tallahassee will reduce because people are going to be too busy making money. So that's one of my things. It's like, yo, let's bring it in. But also, too, I don't want that to get to a point where it affects the environment because we need that. Because I want my daughter and her children to be able to enjoy themselves in this city. So my great grandkids can be like, I'm 7th generation Tallahassean and I'm going to run for mayor. I want that type of seed. So, yeah, man. I just want to say I truly believe in you, bro. I think it was not only the interview you did with Joe and Pat, but with Nicole and Nicole Everett. And I was listening to you. I was like, oh, he's smarter than me. So therefore, I like him. So yeah, man, I got you. I got you back. Rather if you win or not, and hopefully we can chop it up outside of the podcast because I do think you got some great ideas. So we'll go ahead and close this thing on up. Is there any final words you want to get out to the people and let them know how they can get in contact with you?
Absolutely. So I'll take it in pieces. You can get in contact with me. You've done a great thing by having that scroll down there. My website is www.voteforjosh.org. My Twitter is Josh_Leon County. My IG, Josh_politics_art. Facebook, you can email me at joshforleoncounty@gmail.com. And another thing is, I think that you hit a very good point. We win this race. There's a lot of measurable, objective things that give us a way to win this race. But this isn't a boxing match, right? This isn't a jiu-jitsu match. We don't win unless people vote. And so registering to vote and making sure that you make that very small sacrifice, which turns out to be big, to go out and vote is important. And so, man, the message that I leave people with is thank you. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for everything, because it has been people during this process that has helped me engage better, to help me learn more. Every email that I get screaming at me, somebody's teaching me something, right? Every email that I get thanking me, somebody's helping me get through another day. So I just really appreciate that. And I guess I want to close because it never came up. How did you get your name? Is it like one of those generator things?
You know
like
what?
Childish Gambino?
Disrespectful, my boy. I am a September Libra. I am way more cerebral than that. Why he wanted to send this thing to 2 hours? Because we already. Okay, no, it's simple and easy. I explain it all the time. It should be okay. So I was in a rap group. Shouts out to my cousin Raven October.
Thank you, Dakiri.
No doubt. That's my homie's wife and manager. Shouts out to Ashley Martin. She's showing support. She already knows. I'll be here forever. I can talk. Y'all don't know my daddy. Anyway, God is on you. But no, I got no name. So we had a cousin we grew up with. He's like almost like a brother to me. And we're actually 2 weeks apart. So my birthday again is Tuesday. At 14 days, it's his birthday. All right, and so was in the rap group. He decided to come up with the name Raven October. Raven is a dedication to his mom because her nickname growing up was Crow. So Raven, Crow, Blackbird. And then October is because he was born in October. So because we're both Libras, he's an October Libra, I'm a September Libra. I picked up the surname September, and then I picked up Enigma. I used to go by E-Class the Imperial. Don't judge me on that. But I was like, E-Class did not fit, and there was an E-Class in Miami with Po Boy Records, and they didn't want to have to fight him. So I was like, no, I'm good. Because he's big. He probably beat me up. So I wanted a name that could describe me. And I'm the type of person that don't want to be put in the box, don't want to be figured out like quickly or whatever. Like I want you to kind of think when you're dealing with me. But I also wanted a name that had the same letter as my first name. So started work, looking in the dictionary, saw the word Enigma. The description fit. Enigma, of course, is a riddle or something that you have to figure out. And then also too, ironically enough, the word Enigma has my initials, which is E, G, and N. So yeah. So Enigma September. Enigma Sept for short. There we go.
I hear that.
So I think 20 years in. I've had his name for 20 years. So shouts out to that. Been doing podcasting since 2008. Doing radio since 2012. So I'm 10 years in that. And never went to Gabi. So thank God. Thank God for that. Didn't go to Amos P. Gabi High School. It never happened. Had to end it on a high note. Shouts out to Rickard. Oh, he go Joe come lately, but
what up, Joe?
Where you been, bro? Get out of here. On the shoulders of giants, on the shoulders of late. Where's the clock? My birthday tomorrow. I can do what I want. Like you said, that's dope. I didn't know this. Yeah, girl. Your brother is crazy.
You know what? I got I've managed a lot of people. I really have. And I think I got a new name for the show. On the shoulder of Godby. On the shoulders of Godby. How about it?
Oh, that boy disrespectful. Yo. See, that's y'all millennials. That's y'all millennials. I'm on the cuffs. I'm on the Generation X. That's y'all millennials. They're gonna battle it out. That's on you, Joe. You gotta figure it out. Let me get up here. I think I'm about to get in trouble. But yo, Josh, man, I appreciate you, bro. Yep. About to get in trouble. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the opportunity to come on the podcast. And yeah, if you ever want to come back, matter of fact, real quick before we get up out of here, if you could have a rapper name, what would your rapper name be?
Gray Street.
My
Gray Street.
Gray Street.
It's in my hair. You know, my hair is my identifiable quality. It's always had that little gray streak in it since my early 20s. People always said, yeah, Gray Street.
Gray streak. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
Absolutely.
You can't go, well, who was...
I just thought of that too. I'll never think about it again either.
Listen, I'm done. Don't ever try me like that again. Nah, that's dope. That's dope. I like it. I like it. Man, yeah, we can be here all day, but I ain't gonna do that. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man.
Those are out there. I gotta put in the plug. Photos by Enigma Sept. Still doing my thing. You got to the end of the month, so September 30th, to still get the $42 30-minute photo shoot. So if you're interested, holla at your boy. We can see what we can do. Outside of that, still doing photography, event photography, maternity, well, kids, family, whatever you can think of. Holla at your boy. We can try to figure it out. Wide open right now. So let's do that. Other than that, see you guys next week. Shouts out to Joe and Pat. Shouts out to Shelby and Candace. I love you guys, my family. Shouts out to my wife. Shouts out to my baby Mackenzie, who brought me this shirt. Pinocchio. It wasn't me. So there you have it. Happy birthday to me. You guys have a good night. This is the Enigma Sept Hour. You got time, baby.